So we were talking about kind of the status of notes compared for playing leads, right? With the status of a note that you're going to be playing as the lead player compared and how it sounds with the chords I'm playing.
Right.
Right. And so, just a quick review since what we just talked about was that a note is either harmonic, meaning it's in the chord, non-harmonic, meaning it's not, but it would be in the scale, or it could be what I might call chromatic, meaning it's one of the 5 notes, not even in the key.
Okay.
Okay. And so, like right there, you played a G chord, and I played the note F, and you could hear right away that that sounded bad. Do this again. Play a G, and just strum it with just a little rhythm or something like that. It doesn't matter what. And now, if I start hitting that F and take it to G right away, all of a sudden,
bluesy.
right? Because that note is that note in the G scale would be what note of the scale?
That would be, well, I was going to say a G flat, but it's not because it's a whole step down.
Okay, so what number would it be?
Well, it would be 6.
Not quite. 6.
Or excuse me, in the G scale.
In the G scale, what would be note 7?
So it would be, so I guess that would be F.
Okay, except in the scale, how far is it from 7 to 8? Like you just mentioned.
A whole step.
No, 7 to 8 is a half step. Remember, that's where the half steps.
F to G.
Oh no, in the major scale,
Yeah.
7 to 8 is a half step.
Okay.
But which means F is not the 7th note of a G scale. F sharp would be.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Oh, let me back up on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were looking at these pentatonic scales here, and we're seeing we've got note 1 on G, note 2 on A, 3 on B, and the 4th note of the G scale would be C. But it's not part of the pentatonic scale. It's one of the notes that is removed from the major scale to create a pentatonic, right? And then it's another whole step from 4 to 5, which would take us to D.
Right.
A whole step from 5 to 6, which takes us to E. And then 6 to 7 in a scale is another whole step, which would take us to F sharp. That's a second missing note in this pentatonic pattern 1.
Okay.
So the missing notes are note 4, C, and note 7, which is F sharp.
Okay.
So every major scale has a half step between notes 3 and 4 and 7 and 8.
Right.
And that comes from, and if you ever forget that, that comes from our C scale, that what you should remember about a C scale is it has no sharps and flats in it.
That's the one with no sharps and flats.
Right.
Okay.
So in a G scale almost has none, but it has to have F sharp because we need the half step at 7 and 8.
Okay.
Okay. So when I first played that F, you heard that it was non-harmonic. And then when you heard me play F a few times and take it up to G, it sounded, hey, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then I hit it a few more times and came down to D. Well, D is a note in a G chord. So both times I resolved the tension I'd created by getting to a harmonic note. And I started on a non-harmonic note. And in this case, I started on a note, if we were in the key of G, not even in the key. And your comment on it was brilliant because it sounds bluesy. Well, that is exactly one of the main elements that makes something bluesy, is using a note that we would consider the flatted 7th of the scale.